Today we will cover getting started on Jamlogic, logging into the portal, the user interface layout, get status, map view and functions, fault codes, creating messages, creating repair and maintenance logs, full maintenance checks, and setting alerts and automation. If you don't have Jamlogic access, please get in touch with RTL and we'll get you sorted. Once we have been contacted by you, you'll get an email like this format, and you will have the option to download the full version on your desktop or the light version on your mobile phone. You'll be asked to set up a password and download the Jamlogic software, which will look like the following. You will have this type of icon that appears on your desktop. You will double click on it to access it, and you'll punch in your unique password to access the dashboard. Now, the dashboards might not look similar to the one that I'm going to show you, but it's very close. So I'll punch in my password. And click OK. So your dashboard will look like this. So just to go over the user interface, so on top you will have your menu tabs and your toolbar. And then on the right and left here, you'll have your folders, your task list, your device list here, and then your map, which will give you the exact location of your devices or your trailers. And at the bottom here, you will have the properties of each trailer that you select. Now, in order to get the status, the current information of the trailer, you can click on the device. So you've got two devices, or actually I'll go into this one, then I can show you the three devices that I have. So I've got three devices here. I'll select this device and then I'll go to the toolbar and select Get Status. And then you will see on the task list the progress of the status check. And with a green hexagon icon like this shows me that there is connectivity between the platform, Jamlogic, and the trailer itself. Now I'm just going to move to a live customer trailer that I have specially brought in for this training purposes so that we can work on a live one. So this is a customer, and as you can see, they have many trailers, and this specific one, I'm going to do a get status, but I'm not going to go to the toolbar and get status there. I'm going to show you another way to do it. So you can right click on the trailer and go to get status there. And on the task list, you'll see the progress, and I've got communication between the trailer and the platform. Then I want to go to the map to see the location of this trailer, and I will just zoom the map to get a better view of the trailer and its location. So I can see that the trailer is currently located in Penrose, which is outside our warehouse and our workshop. I'll do a get status again, and it is fine. So what you'll notice is that on this specific trailer that I'm working with, 61, there are no errors or it's no indication, which means that this trailer is working 100% as it should. When I select trailer 89, I can see there's a red triangle with an exclamation mark showing that there is an error on this trailer. So that's a quick way for you to check the conditions of your trailer, or you can check all these hexagon icons on this side, which I will explain to you shortly what they mean. So coming to the fault codes, so this is the fault codes of these hexagon icons on next to every trailer. So what they mean is green will mean that it is good. I'm connecting, your trailer is working as it should. The yellow will be a non-critical error and you can still communicate with the trailer. The red is a critical one, which means that you are unable to connect to the trailer. I'm going to go over a few of these errors because here you'll see the red one with a clock. And if you hover over the icon, you will have a short description of what the error might be or is. In this case, it's a communication timeout, and this happened on the 11th of the 9th, 2024. So it just shows you when the last time somebody tried to access a trailer remotely. And then this one with the yellow is a non-critical one, which is just showing, hey, I've got a GPS error. I didn't get the location of the trailer feedback to me. And it's non-critical, but I can still communicate with the trailer. And then this one here with the red and the big play button, the green button, is an activation error, which I will simulate when I go over creating messages, because this is not an actual error. This just shows you that the message you are trying to display is bigger than the allocated display frame. Then we got a few more errors that I want to go through. So here I've got this icon with a battery in it, which shows me there's a power source error, which could be the batteries itself, or it could be a solar charging issue. So with the battery like that in the red hexagon, it means it's critical. You need to have a look at that trailer. Then we also have a number of other errors. I'm going to try to get bigger ones for you. Yeah. So this is yellow. It's not critical. You can still talk to it, but it's got a photocell error, which means there are light sensors on the trailer which will control the automatic dim and brightness of the unit. So this means that, hey, your photocell's not working, which could possibly mean that your trailer is not visible, your display is not visible. And then we've got another one here. It's also yellow. It's got a defective pixel error. So that means there's an error on your actual display cards, electronic cards, LED cards, and you can communicate with the trailer, but your display might not be what you want it to be. So we're going to go back to our working trailer, and which is 61. I'm going to do a get status one more time just to get the current information on it. And then I'm going to show you how to create a message and how to simulate this activation error with the green play button in the red hexagon icon. So from here, you can go to either the toolbar there and say message editor, click on that, and you'll get this display popping up. And what I do is I'm going to just type in a message to simulate the error of the big green play button. So there you can see that is not fitting. So you get an alert, but sometimes people ignore that, not knowing what it means. So I'm just going to send this through to the board, which will be there, and I will say activate. And my task list has shown, hey, I am seeing you, and I'll say display message. It's activating, and it says too many characters, which means it's not fitting in the frame. I will close this just to go to that, and then you'll see the status has changed to activation error, which is what I said. If your message is too large, that will happen. So what I'll do is I can still get to talk to the board, but it's just my message is too big. So in a case like that, what you do is either you abbreviate the word, or you can do this. and tick the auto font function, which will be sizing it to the right size that you want it to be. So there we go. Karanga Hape Gorge closed. And if you want to add another page, you go to the plus here and you're on page 2. And you will see in the corner here, I've got page 2. And I'll just use detour. And you can preview by pushing the play button here, and then you'll see Karanga Hape Gorge closed, use detour. So I'll stop there, and then I'll go to the activate message button, and the task list will show is ready, and then I'll just select display message, and it's going through without errors. So which means my lettering and my sizing is as it should be to fit the board. And here you'll see the current information displayed on that trailer. And also from here, you will be able to see what voltage the batteries are producing in that trailer. So the next thing that I want to share with you is the maintenance logs. A great way to keep records of your maintenance or your repairs or any jobs that's performed on your trailer is to create maintenance logs. Now, only those with access to Jamlogic will be able to enter these logs into Jamlogic. So if you're using a subcontractor, an Autosparky, or whomever, they won't be able to do this, but you can do it on their behalf after they've done or completed work for you. So all you have to do is select the device or your trailer, and then what you do is you right click on it, you go to edit maintenance logs, you click on user, which will be me because I'm logged in, or whomever will log in. You put the details there, and you can just say servicing. So you serviced the touch controller, which is the little computer screen in front of your board, and you just save that. And then whenever you have any new logs, you will just do the same. And here you can just say preventative maintenance, because we do offer preventative maintenance on these trailers. Preventative maintenance, maintenance performed, because there's a date stamp as well, as you can see on the left here, which is perfect for your record keeping. So that is that on the maintenance logs, how to create them. And then once you create the maintenance logs, you'll see that this icon appears there, a little like logs or pages with a spanner, which will highlight you, hey, I have got maintenance logs on these. And if you want to revisit what has been done in this trailer, then all you have to do is the same, right click, go to the bottom, maintenance logs report, and then you can make it in the last week. I mean, we just did it now. And then you go generate, or you first you can check device. Oh, that's the one that you want, the board, or you can just drag whichever device you want into there. But automatically when you click on the device, it will pop up here, and then you just say generate. And then there's a list of the things that we just entered now. Service a touch controller, preventative maintenance performed, and then you can also export this into an Excel where you can save it to a maintenance folder outside of Jamlogic if need be. Now the next thing we're going to go and do is and talk about is maintenance checks, because a lot of people, they don't understand that they can actually do maintenance checks remotely. And I'm going to go back to our live trailer, because it's just easier, because this trailer is a couple of years old. Yep, 61. There you are. So what I'll do is just as hygiene, I always go and do a status just to see, hey, I still have communication with this. So what you do is here, you will go to the toolbar on top here. You'll see there's a bit more tools here for you, and the ones that are relevant for you will be the get status, the message editor, um, the auto brightness here as well, because if you have any issues, like I said, with the Photocells, you can go in here and you can set it to manual brightness if need be, or you can just leave it on auto. And then from there, we will go to the maintenance, and we will do, by default, it comes up as a general, and we'll do a general check. But what would be great for you is if you can do individual, because you can click individually, do that and say okay, or you can click fan test, say okay. Normally, I'll do just a pixel test on its own. I'll do a light sensor test on its own, and I'll do a temperature sensor test on its own. But for this purpose, we'll do a general test, which will check the overall condition of the trailer. So it's just going through, and it's going to give us a log. And that's the report that you get for this specific trailer. And I'll go through it for you guys. So this, I'm just going to enlarge it here. So there you can see that's the current message it captured, and it says the status here. It says VMS is okay, controller is okay. That's your matrix. Your matrix is fine. It gives you a date stamp, a time stamp, gives you the rego and the name of the trailer that you've selected. It gives you your auto brightness percentage and all that. Gives you the temperature, the ambient temperature, and the controller temperature will give you the battery voltage. It will tell you all pixels are working properly, and that's your version of your software and your firmware. And if you want to save this for later on your desktop, you go to the print icon there, and it will say print to PDF. You say print, and then you will just select a folder on your desktop, wherever you want to save it to, and say save. And that will be saved in the records wherever you want it to go to. So next, I want to go and show you how to set up, because a lot of times your trailers will be out for months at a time or weeks at a time on sites where you don't frequently go and check on it. And it would be nice if you could set alerts that will help you with monitoring it without actually physically going into these trailers all the time. So the first step you're going to have to do is create a mailing list. So you will select your trailer that you want to put the alert on. So I'll select this one again, and then I'll go to Tools. Then I'll say Mailing List Editor, because you need to set a mailing list. And for this purposes, I will just say, name it Webinar. And then I will add emails to it. So you can choose whomever you have on the list, on your access list, Jamlogic access list. So I'll put myself here. So you just need to know the email address of the person. And all you do is you say, you can have more than one. You can add another one if you want to. Add another one, or how many you want to actually, and you say save. And then we will go to, again, same trailer, go Tools, and then we go say Alerts Manager. So you go into the Alerts Manager, and then there are two things you can do. So I'm gonna just delete that and start from scratch. So I'm gonna say Add Alerts. So you can choose from here what you want. Either you want, when there's a communications loss, that must be sent to you, or low batteries, or defective pixels, or over temperature sensors and that. But most of all, a lot of people will do a communications loss. Then you can say to check it every 30 minutes. You can select your device here. So we're going to have the device here, which is that one. And we're going to just place it over there and say, okay. And the mailing list, we'll say webinar, because that's where you have to choose who it's going to go to. And then we also want to set automations, which will go to add automation. And instead of doing the manual check for status, you can go say, hey, do my status check for me or display message. But mostly we'll say get status, and then you can set it here in minutes for say 120 minutes, which is every 2 hours. And it doesn't, you don't have to let it go for 24 hours, for 24 for the full day. You can select the time period. So mostly I would say you would want to be alerted during the night times when it's when you're not, I mean when it's not business hours outside business hours. So I'll set it like that, and then I'll save it and successful, and then I'll close this, and I have my alert set. So you will get your alerts on the times that you set it. So I'm going to do it one more time here. Go there, and that's that. And then what I'll do is I'll go to Alerts Manager, because I've got an alert there already. And I will say communication loss, 30 minutes, webinar. Yep, save. But I also want a get status one on my device there. From here, you can test put that trailer in there. That's the one I want. Put him there, and device here. You can test data. I got that, and I want it to be sent every 2 hours, and I want it in the evenings and early morning hours. And I'll say save, and there my alert is, and I am set. I close that. So there's my alert for communication loss, and there's my alert for getting